relates to transparency. All of these are of peace. Today, you know, the Department of Justice announced a special investigation into Chicago's police department. We welcome it, and Chicago as a city will be better for it. We accept it, and we need it. As I mentioned this morning over at the police department to the leadership, that we're going to welcome this investigation. We're going to cooperate with it, and it's in our long-term interest. The city needs answers to what happened in the case of Laquan McDonald's tragic and avoidable death. But this is bigger than one particular incident. We need comprehensive solutions to address systematic challenges that exist in the Chicago Police Department. And one of those actions today is I'm appointing Sharon Fairley as head of IPRA, Independent Police Review Authority. She's a graduate of Princeton, graduate of Wharton Business School, University of Chicago Law School. She's experienced in the private sector. She also has experience in the public sector, both at the U.S. Attorney's Office with Patrick Fitzgerald and also with Joe Ferguson in the Inspector General's office. She brings a wealth of educational experience as well as professional and private sector experience to reinvigorate an essential oversight body that we as a city rely on as it relates to oversight and accountability in the police department and the officers that make up the police department.
The city is at a crossroads today, and there can be no doubt that change is in the air. It's on the horizon. Yet the mission of IPRA will remain the same: thorough, fair, and timely investigation of police officer misconduct. All of that is critical to restoring the trust that is essential to providing the level of public safety that all of our communities deserve. I promise you, I bring no agenda other than the pursuit of integrity and transparency in the work that IPRA does. This is what our Chicago police brethren deserve and what the City of Chicago citizens demand. Thank you.
Now, in the last week, we not only have announced the expansion of our body cameras for our police officers to about a third of the districts throughout the City of Chicago, a tougher policy as it relates to dash cam and audio and enforcement of that and accountability in that area, and a task force made up of distinguished individuals to help us think through oversight, accountability, disciplinary action, early interdiction, and policies associated with transparency and giving the information to the public they need. Each of those are part of a set of policies and personnel changes that are necessary to build the trust that is essential between the police department and community relations. As I said a week ago, this is not the end of the problem, but the beginning of a solution. Now, the task force will look at a series of things that have a long history in the City of Chicago, top to bottom. And they will make a set of recommendations that are essential for us to implement, because while the problem has a long history, it will take a lot of work over the years to make not only the policy, the practices, and the personnel changes necessary to reestablish the trust that is also essential for the City of Chicago. We have three entities. Internal review over at the Police Department, Internal Affairs. You have IPRA, the Independent Police Review Authority, and then you have the Police Board, all trying to accomplish and create a structure of discipline, oversight, a punishment system to hold people accountable when they don't act appropriately, that this is not going to be just another moment, another incident, and do some, I don't mean that past were like this, but a half-baked effort of reforms that do not meet the challenges. I'm going to make the decisions that are necessary. When they're tough, they're going to be done to face up to the challenge, find a set of policies and practices that are necessary to measure up to the challenge we face as a city, and that's why we've taken the steps.